Jonathan to introduce himself real quick, if that's okay, and then we'll come back. I do want you to start talking on the wages, because we do hear that. So Jonathan, can you introduce yourself real fast?
I'm Jonathan Boyce. I am an activist in the community of Clark County and other surrounding areas. I am a war veteran. I served in OEF, which is Operation Enduring Freedom, and OIF is Operation Iraq, Operation Iraq Freedom. When this was first brought to me, due to the society's stereotypical ways and views, it didn't hit me, because one side talks about the Constitution and the other side talks about the judicial system. Well, in a community that others forget about, the low income and poverty, the Constitution means nothing to us, and the judicial system doesn't. For instance, look at police brutality. So this is not a thing on political party, Republican or Democrats. This is simply a thing of humanity. You have the haves, you have the I have a little bit, and you have I have nothing at all, and I'm suffering from the argumentation that's going on between the haves and I have a little bit. I'm not a lawyer, so it doesn't affect me. I'm not a judge, neither does that affect how someone wants to come inside my courtroom and tell me what I can and what I cannot do. Yes, it is a $500,000 cap on a human's life, and no, it is not right. But my thing is, what is right? You can't determine what's right if the jury that is supposed to determine what right is doesn't have the obligation to fulfill their duties in doing so. If you have a judge and he's telling the jury that the evidence that you have provided can't be used because we have to do what the legislative branch say do. So how are we going to get justice? Okay, the lawyers now feel what the low income and poverty have always felt due to this stereotypical society. Just because of the color of my skin, the judicial system is 9 times or 8 times out of 10 against me. But now, the family that it is now against cares about humanity as a whole, and it is against us all. And no, it is not right. You have right, and you simply have wrong. You have no in between. You have some that try to implement favoritism, but still when you implement some sort of favoritism, the scales of justice, which is already leans even more. So when you're fair, someone is in favor. Someone has to continue to take accountability for the wrongful doings in a nursing home. Someone has to take accountability for the wrongful doings of a log cabin, or a log truck driver, a truck driver company. You know, because we all know if you're on this main transportation highway, regardless if you're going north, south, east, or west, there's always going to be that one truck driver that try to make you obey him instead of him obeying what he's supposed to be obeying. So it has to be, regardless of what your economic status is, you have to comprehend that humanity is the main objective in this case. How can you say my silver spoon is not silver enough? It doesn't make sense. So you get with your other counterparts that's in the in-group and you come up with something to say, hey, we know we can put this in our budget. We can continue to not hire that many staff members that we need in the nursing homes. We can save money by giving them baths every once in a while instead of every day. We don't have to check on that patient, and we're going to let that patient fall and the patient's going to break their hip. So we're going to save money. We're going to get more wages through Medicare, Medicaid, or however they do it, and we're going to double dip. But double dipping is not what needs to be done. Because when you double dip or when you stay in the water too long, you will soon wrinkle. And this is the case of it going too far because we've let the power get out of the people's hand, and until the people's hand we shook hands with, and just for them to want to know us for their votes. Well, now voting season is over, and you're in your position, and you turned your back. Now here comes November again, voting season is coming in. So what are we going to do for the well-benefit of humanity? What about that child that has potential? How can we tell a child you have potential, and I'm going to do whatever I can by any means necessary to make sure you are able to do what's needed to be done for you to one day be accepted by your destiny with open arms, if we have individuals that are supposed to take care of our elders? How are we going to be able to give that child and that family an opportunity? $500,000 was only, in these days and times, paid for a bachelor's degree. And the child would still have to be in the unemployment line. It's no cap on a human's life or humanity. Places, you can budget for places, to go places for vacation. You can replace your garments when they rip and when they tear and when they are no longer usable. You can replace that, but you can't replace a human life. Even Job didn't get the same wife that died. But he got all the other things plus more that he was promised due to him having faith. But how can you have faith in the system and the system doesn't have faith in you? It's not going to work. Even if this passes, what is everybody else going to say? Everybody else that has a say-so with this issue, they're probably together now, sharing bread and eating butter and drinking water. But for the people that care, we always get the short end of the stick, even if we're just asking for volunteers. So my mother always told me, you never know who's going to have to give you your last glass of water. So if that nursing home owner wants to go along with issue 1, then I would just ask him, if his mother was in a situation like mine, how would he feel?
If I may follow up on that, that was
That was
very
really good.
very